Yeah, hi there, and these comments are for MAW. I'm just using your initials for privacy purposes, and I am Michael Buckoff, the founder, owner, and the materials writer for all of your lessons at Stealth, the 7-step system to pass a TOEFL IBT. And let's take a look at your situation. So you say, thank you so much for your valuable comments which you had addressed to others. I would appreciate as well if you could kindly advise me where to start with your program. In my last attempt, I had a TOEFL exam in May 2012. My score was as follows. So you got 15 on the reading, 15 on the listening, you got 20 on the speaking. Your writing was very strong. You got 24 on the writing. So your total right now is 74. So you say, I'm applying for an MBA program. They need minimum 80. Since I missed January semester, I'd like to catch the summer or the fall semester. Kindly note, I sent you an earlier request, but I'm not sure if I reached your end. Yeah, I'm not sure either, but I see your comments now. You say, I appreciate your advice where to start so as to act accordingly. All right. So here's my advice. I'm going to recommend right now, just to be safe, my 60-day TOEFL study guide, where you will work on vocabulary, pronunciation, grammar. You'll work on reading, listening, writing, and speaking. Now, you got to work. Are you ready? My course requires effort. This is not a website that just goes over some basic tips and tricks to pass the TOEFL IBT. My course helps you improve your academic English language proficiency. That's what I do. You ready for that? Okay, now, let me give you a couple of tips. So, I'm going to give you maybe, now I don't know how much time you have, but I'm going to recommend, if possible, try to spend 3 hours a day for the next 2 months. Okay, here's what you want to do. First of all, you can spend 1 hour a day in my online TOEFL course going over the lessons in the 60-day study guide. That's going to help develop all of your skills, including vocabulary, pronunciation, grammar, reading, listening, writing, and speaking. You want to do that every day. Now, secondly, I want you to get in the habit of reading. Let's face it, your reading right now is 15 out of 30. You got to make that better. Not just for the TOEFL, but for your life. So when you get in your graduate classes, it'd be much easier for you to read and understand the information. So this is going to help you in your long term. Here's what you want to do. Read about 45 to 60 minutes every day. And when you're reading, focus on notes. Focus on the main and the most important supporting points of those reading passages. Additionally, spend about the same amount of time each day with listening. Your listening right now is only 15 out of 30. You need to make improvements in that area, right? If you want to increase your score. So you want to practice listening to news programs, documentary programs, science programs, and history programs. That's going to be very, very beneficial for you and your academic English language proficiency. Now, using your notes, remember, take notes on both the reading and the listening passages. Then using your notes, you can do two things. You can write a summary of the information, or you can orally summarize the information. If you orally summarize the reading and listening passages, that's also going to help you with your integrated speaking. Your writing is already pretty good, right? So you don't have to practice too much in the writing area. But anyway, those are my advice right now. So maybe 1 hour a day reading, 1 hour a day listening practice. Both of these things, you do not need my online course. You don't need a TOEFL book. You choose the materials that you have an interest in. And then you spend time in my online TOEFL course every day, and then you can get feedback, especially I have reading practice tests, listening practice tests, I have speaking practice tests, and pronunciation practice tests. You probably need some feedback with your pronunciation and also your speaking, right? So those are my suggestions right now. So you just want to go back to my website at Better TOEFL Scores, and at my website, click on the study guide webpage, and you'll find a 60-day TOEFL study guide for you. Remember, focus on the 60-day TOEFL study guide that focuses on my 7 steps, all 7 areas. Now, right before you take the TOEFL, if you want, I do have full-length IBT practice test at my online TOEFL course right now. So you can take one of those practice tests so you can see what your score is before you go in to take the actual TOEFL IBT. So remember, if you pay to take that test, it's going to cost you about $200. You want to make sure you're ready before you make that investment. And that's why students sometimes will take one of my full-length IBT practice tests before taking the official exam. You can find those practice tests in the 8th section of my course. Again, it's in the 8th section of my course. You can find those full-length IBT practice tests. All right, anyway, thank you for your comments, and I want to congratulate you right now. You already have achieved a pretty good score at 74. You only need 6 points. If you work a little bit harder for the next 2 months, you can reach that goal. It's very, very likely that you reach that goal, but you got to work for it. All right?